Your ability to focus determines all the results you get in your life. And you probably already know this. You've probably tried millions of things to improve your focus before, but nothing has worked. You stayed in the exact same place. And in this video, I want to show you why this has happened and how you can actually focus like there's one day before your exam. So this means you're going to lock in basically. 1 year ago, I could only focus for 1 minute every single day, to be honest. After 1 minute, I would instantly just go and watch YouTube. I would just fill my mind with random things, go and play video games. But right now, I have the ability to focus for 8 hours every single day. I'll probably put some pictures on screen so you can see I'm actually not lying. I track this every single day, and the reason why you should auto-focus is because you're missing the 3 fundamentals, okay? And if you can actually master this, you can focus for how long you want. It doesn't matter if you're tired, it doesn't even matter if you go to school and you come back and you can't focus on your business. You will be able to focus after this video, okay? Because the exact same thing happened to me. And as soon as I started to focus, I started to see so much more success in my business, in my personal life. I started to feel so much happier. I started to feel fulfillment for the first time in ages. Okay, so the first point I want to go over is humans suffer more in imagination than in reality. And this is a quote by Seneca, but I just thought it made so much more sense than anything else. Because the thing is, you got to realize, everyone always paints the picture of work to seem like really difficult, really hard. And you can probably relate to this. You think working on your business for 4 hours a day, 6 hours a day is super difficult, but if we just take a step back, we look at it objectively like a third-person shooter, for example. You can see the character just working. All we're really doing is clicking things on a keyboard. All we're doing is speaking on a phone. All we're doing is thinking. Is that really difficult? And this kept on happening to me because there was this task when I used to work on a business model called copywriting, and it was called outreach. And basically what I had to do was I had to reach out to prospects, so like, I don't know, business coaches, fitness coaches, to see if they wanted my services, right? And basically I was so scared of the effort required to do this task, I never did it. I'd do it for like 10 minutes a day and then just quit. And I would keep on distracting myself with like video games, YouTube scrolling, stuff like this, right? But the thing is, the task was not hard at all. It was super easy. All it was writing on a keyboard, messaging people, right? It wasn't difficult. But my mind thought it was like climbing Mount Everest. And as soon as I changed my mindset to actually see the work as really easy, really fun, instead of not enjoyable, I started to work much harder. I started to be able to focus for much longer hours. And the thing is, your brain does not see the difference between imagination and reality. If you imagine things as hard, you're not going to be able to do them in real life because it doesn't see the difference. And this allowed me to start getting clients much faster because I had the ability to focus now. I was working much harder than anyone else. And there's a simple exercise you can do to solve this, and it's called goal contingencies. And basically what I did was I would set a timer for 5 minutes. I would set a timer for 5 minutes and say, right, I'm going to do 5 minutes of deep work and then I'm just going to stop. Once that 5 minutes was over, I would set another timer for 5 minutes and I would do another 5 minutes of work. And the reason why I did this was because I was slowly getting my brain used to the discomfort of sending an outreach message. So the next point I want to go over is basically to do with the environment and distractions, because I was reading a book called Hyperfocus. I completely forgot who the author is, but basically he says if there's any distractions that are more attractive or more stimulating than the work we're trying to do, we will not do the work and we'll just keep on getting distracted constantly. So right now you can probably think to like one distraction in your life when you're trying to work that is really stimulating. So like watching YouTube, scrolling on your phone, right? There's at least one distraction that is really stimulating. The thing is, all the brain wants is to be stimulated. That's the only thing it wants. It doesn't care if it gets a stimulation from work or watching YouTube. And this is why you keep on getting impulses to go and do random things instead of working on your business or actually focusing, right? But if we simply just make the work the most attractive thing in our environment, the most stimulating thing, we'll just instantly just be able to focus much easier. So the actual step for this part of the video is to literally just make an audit of your entire environment. How many distractions have you got in your environment? And don't lie, because I know you've got like 5 distractions at least. You've probably got YouTube, you've probably got video games, you've probably got, I don't know, TikTok. For every single distraction you have, there's going to be a way you can get rid of it. So for example, there's tons of website blockers for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram that you can instantly just install right now and basically turn it into a blank page. Like if I go to YouTube right now, it's just a blank page. There's nothing there. If you keep on getting distracted by your phone, you can put your phone in another room. You can turn it off. You can put it on grayscale. There's so many things you can do to increase the friction to get onto these distractions that it makes the work so much more stimulating to do. and that means you'll be able to focus for longer hours. So that's the second point. You need to actually make sure the work is the most attractive and stimulating thing in your environment, okay? And then we're going to move on to the final point, which is focus is a muscle. And you're probably wondering what the hell I mean by that. Well, if we think to like going to the gym, and chances are you do go to the gym, you're on self-improvement, right? You're interested in this stuff. If you're not, I don't know why you're even watching this video, but let's just say you are. When you go to the gym, if you keep on going to the gym and you keep on doing a set amount of bicep curls and you keep on increasing the weight, you're eventually going to get a bigger bicep. It's just a foregone conclusion, right? Well, the same thing is for our focus, but instead of actually like using dumbbells on our brain or something like that, we're using a meditation. And meditation is kind of like the exerciser, I don't know if that's a word, for our focus. Because what meditation does is it trains your brain to focus on one thing at a time. So for example, before I even started meditating, I would be able to focus for like 2 seconds, and then I would just get distracted. I would go on YouTube, I would just mind the window, I'd look out the window, stuff like this, right? But literally after 2 weeks, just 2 weeks of doing 10 minutes of meditation a day, that 2 seconds of focus turned into 10 minutes. And then after like 1 month, it turned into 1 hour. And now before I know it, I can focus for like 2 hours at a time without getting distracted whatsoever, simply because I've just trained my brain with something called meditation. Now the way I meditate is I sit straight for like 5 to 15 minutes in the morning, and I simply try to focus on one thing at a time. So this can be my breath, this could be like a particular area of my body, like my little toe for example, I don't know. Or it can be like focusing on music or a sound. And the point of meditation is every single time you lose focus, because that's normally what happens, that is what's meant to happen to actually level up your focus, you're meant to put your attention back onto the breath or the thing you're meant to be focusing on, right? And when you do this, you're training your brain to focus and put your attention back onto one thing. So even if you get distracted by like YouTube, the time you get distracted will be much shorter if you keep on meditating, okay? So the final actionable step I want you to do is just try and meditate. There's an app called Medito that you can install on your phone. It's completely free, and that basically has multiple courses you can try. And just try to meditate for at least 5 minutes a day, because it will change your focus and you'll be able to focus for much longer periods of time, okay? So these are like the fundamentals of focus, and if you literally just take action on one of these things for 2 weeks max, you'll be able to focus like there's 1 day before your exam, okay? So goodbye, have a nice day. You're gonna open in the face again. Goodbye.